Welcome back, everybody. Derrick Soo, your 2022 Oakland mayoral candidate. This is going on right now live here at the 860 77th Avenue. Alameda County Sheriff's Department is executing a search warrant at an East Oakland grow house here at 860 77th Avenue. So I'm not sure what they're doing, but they're getting in position. Everybody's armed.
The Alameda County Sheriff's Office. We have a search warrant for 860 77th Avenue. We know you're inside. We need you to come out with your hands up and empty.
So the Sheriff's Department has both gates. They got a dog, looks like. So they mean business here. Turn to the other door. See, they're guarding that door also. They're not coming out. The guards are all armed on the other side, like I said earlier in another video. The guards on the other side, that everybody has a gun on their hip, and then they also have AR style weapons, military style weapons inside, and there's several guards back there that are armed. It's not just one guard or two guards. There's a number of them back there in the event that they get robbed, which has happened several times in the past. So I'm just going to kind of watch, see what happens here. This is all going on right now. Well, folks, we're going to go switch to a live feed here. We'll be right back.
77th Avenue, exit the gate with your hands above your head and empty.
Hey, folks. Derrick Soo, 2022 Oakland mayoral candidate. This is going on right now here at 860 77th Avenue. They're doing an entry at the Cannabis Club, or the Cannabis Grow House here in East Oakland.
This is the Alameda County Sheriff's Office. This is the Alameda County Sheriff's Office. We have a search warrant for 860 77th Avenue.
Looks like these guys mean business.
Open up the gate.
They got
Come out with your hands up and empty.
weapons out, armored vehicles. I was wondering about that helicopter this morning. Welcome back, everybody. Derrick Soo, your 2022 Oakland mayoral candidate. This is going on right now live here at the 860 77th Avenue. Alameda County Sheriff's Department is executing a search warrant at an East Oakland grow house here at 860 77th Avenue. So I'm not sure what they're doing, but they're getting in position. Everybody's armed.
This is the Alameda County Sheriff's Office. We have a search warrant for 860 77th Avenue. We know you're inside. We need you to come out with your hands up and empty.
So the Sheriff's Department has both gates. We got a dog, looks like. So they mean business here. Now we'll turn to the other door. See, they're guarding that door also. They're not coming out. The guards are all armed on the other side, like I said earlier in another video. The guards on the other side, that everybody has a gun on their hip, and then they also have AR-style weapons, military-style weapons inside. And there's several guards back there that are armed. It's not just one guard or two guards. There's a number of them back there in the event that they get robbed, which has happened several times in the past. So I'm just going to kind of watch, see what happens here. This is all going on right now. Well, folks, we're going to go switch to a live feed here. We'll be right back.
77th Avenue, exit the gate, your hands above your head, and empty.
Hey, folks. Derrick Soo, 2022 Oakland mayoral candidate. This is going on right now here at 860 77th Avenue. They're doing an entry at the Cannabis Club, or the Cannabis Grow House here in East Oakland.
This is the Alameda County Sheriff's Office. This is the Alameda County Sheriff's Office. We have a search warrant for 860 77th Avenue.
Looks like these guys mean business.
Open up the gate.
They got
Come out with your hands up and
weapons out, armored vehicles. I was wondering about that helicopter this morning. Welcome back, everybody. Derrick Soo, your Oakland special election mayoral candidate. Well, today I want to talk about my involvement with crime fighting here in the city of Oakland. I'm probably the most active person fighting crime here in the city of Oakland on issues that Oakland just doesn't deal with. Number one, the illegal cannabis grows that are very prolific in East Oakland, also known as the Emerald Triangle. And so for a number of years, you couldn't walk anywhere in this particular zone of East Oakland, from the Hagenberger Expressway all the way into San Leandro. There were literally, you couldn't walk a block without smelling cannabis for a while. And I bring this up in the sense that you saw the video, and the video that is an exclusive video. That video is not available anywhere else. It is only mine, because I was there on the day of the search warrant being served on 860 77th Avenue. And it ended up being the biggest illegal cannabis grow bust in the city of Oakland. It wasn't just that one location. There were 11 locations, and each location had cash, growing product, and then also finished product. And I was, when the bust went down, Alameda County Deputy Sheriff Ahern came out on the news and said that this was because of a CI, confidential informant information, that allowed them to watch this operation for a number of years. Also, they were able to get inside the operation because of myself and another couple of people that they misused. And this started back in 2018. So in 2018, I saw them bringing in large generators. And at first, it wasn't too big of a deal. There were two of them, two kind of medium-sized generators that were brought in. And as they grew into the other buildings, because there were 5 buildings on this particular site, and then they not only added a second but a third floor, so they really had a lot of product growing during this time, and all right across the street from my homeless encampment, right here in East Oakland. And these people were so arrogant, and the criminals were all Taiwanese. They were from Taiwan. When the raid went down, there was approximately 35 people that came out of the building that they arrested. They had a bus to literally take everybody out to Santa Rita. Also, the armed guard service was arrested everybody in there, and all their weapons were temporarily confiscated. And so they processed all the security, the armed security detail that was on site. But here's the thing. I received a reward for that because of my confidential informant work. I was able to give the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency, ATF, all the information, all the inside intel. Also, not only that, but pictures and video. And they had pictures of the individuals because of how I carried my phone inside there. I was somewhat trusted person because the security detail and I, we had struck up a relationship, we'll say. We'll call it that. And with that relationship, they built a lot of trust with me and 2 individuals in my encampment. And so I was there to help with some security issues, as we called it. And then the other couple, they were used as slave labor, literally. This black couple was used as slave labor because they would say, hey, you want to come over, do some cleanup for us, and we'll pay you. And that couple, they'd go over there and clean out their group live-in space. And they were also able to get video and pictures for the DEA and Alameda County Deputy Sheriff's Department. So a lot of information was gathered through the 3 of us. And when the bus went down, that's what the video was. And they blocked off, cordoned off the entire area. I mean, it was crazy here. And the thing was that there were a lot of officers on site who knew me, and knew what this was about, I also knew what it was about, because earlier that day, actually 24 hours beforehand, Alameda County Sheriff's Department was sending drones, flying drones over their site and getting a picture of what the guards were doing, the basic layout for when they served the search warrant. And so anyway, uh, I also had information on how they were processing sales, and the sales were already prearranged, and in the duffel bags were payment, and each duffel bag contained $1 million in cash. Yes, $1 million in cash for each duffel. And they were on pallets. A truck would show up in the middle of the night, very early morning, and the exchange would last less than 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes maybe, and the gate would open, the truck would pull out and leave. And so here's what they were doing. All the money was on an empty pallet inside the truck, and all they had to do was simply get a forklift, lift that one pallet out, and then the order that the truck was to pick up would be delivered and loaded via that same forklift truck, putting whatever number of pallets in there, and that truck would head off to the East Coast. And pretty much everything out of here was sold on the East Coast. And a lot of you are saying, well, what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is that they were poisoning our community. They had moved in 3 supersized generators that were on flatbeds, that were on 40-foot trailer flatbeds, and they made a lot of noise. And the amount of fuel, to give you an idea how much money they were making, a fuel delivery truck of 3,500 gallons of diesel fuel would arrive every day. 3,500 gallons of fuel, of diesel fuel, every day. That's a lot of money. But then they had their power disconnected by the city of Oakland. City of Oakland said, no, you can't run that operation. And they ordered PG&E a disconnect. And so PG&E disconnected them back in 2019, or actually 2018. And then 2019 was when they rolled the really big generators in. And so we heard a lot of stories in the news back then of generators and area where the entire power just simply went out. But that was because early on, before they got the generators, they were blowing the transformers on the telephone poles. That's how much energy they drew. In fact, the bust on this one, they couldn't supply. PG&E could not supply enough on site. They would have to get a separate transformer put in and installed, and they simply don't want to do that because it draws too much attention. The money part wasn't important, but it draws too much attention, plus the permits. So that's why they didn't do that. But anyway, they would, like I said, the exchange would be very quick, 10, 12 minutes on a really big order, 15 minutes to load their truck. But the pallet with the money was interesting because each one of those duffel bags, all they had to do was count how many duffel bags were on that pallet. They knew how much money that was brought in, and then they would release the order. So these were things that DEA, Alameda County Sheriff's Department had on tap. Plus, they had drones overhead flying and surveilling the area the night before the bust, because I was hearing all sorts of drones that night because I still lived right across the street from them. And a lot of you are saying, well, why did you do that? Well, one of the things, like I said earlier, they literally treated us very poorly.
And that's what pissed me off more than anything. It was summer back then, and uh, I simply asked them for a few cases of water for the encampment, drinking water, just because they were bringing stuff in, and these people were not quiet about how they came into the area. They were very flashy. They drove cars that didn't belong in the area because, number one, Lamborghinis don't belong here in East Oakland. Corvette Z06 don't belong in East Oakland. Mustang GTs don't belong in East Oakland. And not only those cars, but they were in bright colors. The Lamborghini yellow, the Corvette electric blue, Mustang white, and the big bosses, they all drove Mercedes, either S500s or S600s or GLC SUVs. So there was a lot of money. Plus, in the raid, they showed bottles of $1,000 bottles of wine they were drinking, and an 85-inch big screen TV in their common living area, because what those folks did, they lived on site. And so they were literally the slaveholders of the site. There were a lot of people who didn't speak English because they were from Taiwan. And so a lot of them were deported. They were here illegally, and those that weren't, the court dealt with them. And so anyway, when the operation was shut down, off the site that you see in the video, $10 million of cash was recovered. $10 million of cash. And that was only a portion, because if they had done the raid a few days earlier, there was $90 million in cash. So, and this operation was doing over $100 million in revenue per month at the peak of their operation, when DEA and Alameda County Sheriff's Department shut this operation down. So on top of that, I was battling criminals and crime in the local area on the smaller individual criminals. On top of that, I have stories at local news stations where I literally was not paid by the city of Oakland on their illegal dumping program. And so Julie Watts at KPIX, when she was in the Bay Area, she interviewed me, and we did the story of how city of Oakland was shorting me on my reward money. And to this day, they still have shorted me, and I have figured out about $2,200 is what the city of Oakland actually owes me from all of the different illegal dumping reports and the people, the pictures, and everything that I submit. I even still have the contact people and the messaging from 4 years ago with the city. And so these are things that we know the city is broke. They need the money more than I do. So that's why I haven't pursued it. But nobody here in the city of Oakland works harder at keeping you and all the residents of Oakland safe. Like I said, the operation did a lot of environmental damage. Number one, they were causing a tremendous amount of algae growth because all of their discharge water is highly contaminated with all of these fertilizers in there. And so that created a lot of algae blooms in the bay and also in the waterways close by. And so DEA started putting monitors in all the street drains, and then that way they can monitor the effluent coming out of the building. And so that's one of the tricks that the DEA and Alameda County use. They actually put sensors in the street drain or in the main drain where the water comes out into the sewer from the different buildings. And then that way they can read the discharges and know and verify what they're doing. And so there were a lot of things that took place, but I was rewarded with that from the court that oversaw the prosecution of the case. What ended up happening, nobody was prosecuted because of all the fake names, all the shell corporations and everything. So the business was shut down for approximately 6 months. And then for whatever reason, and a new operation exists there now, but nowhere near to the extent that the previous criminal group was doing. But we still see a lot of busts going on. In fact, we have a lot of PG&E in the area doing audits for the electricity, because there are no generators now. That's the new tip-off to DEA and Alameda County Sheriff's Department. They see a generator in a location that is not a hospital, not a fire department, or a 911 center. That is a big clue that is an illegal grow operation. So they go in and investigate those. But like I said, there are no mayoral candidates that work harder to keep you and the city of Oakland safe from criminals and criminal activity. Thanks for joining me today. If you aren't already a subscriber to Zinni 62 Media, please subscribe.